That Week 18 matchup against the Ravens is starting to look juicier and juicier. Welcome to the jungle, Bengals fans. I'm Kyle Phelps, and it's a great day to be a Cincinnati Bengals fan. The Bengals took down the Tennessee Titans 20-16 in Nashville yesterday, and they made an absolute statement to everyone who's been belly aching about that Super Bowl hangover. Before we get into breaking down the game and my reactions to everything, I'd just like to ask that you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. It really helps my channel out, and it helps you know when all of my content comes out. So that was a different kind of win, huh? For the first time this season, the Bengals got a win despite not coming anywhere close to scoring 30 points. In fact, they barely made it to 20, and they still won. That was largely due to the defense holding the great Derrick Henry back to a paltry 2.2 yards per run. Were it not for a massive screen pass in the second quarter that absolutely broke the Bengals defense, they would have held Derrick Henry to just 48 total yards on the day and held the Titans' offense under 10 points. The Titans aren't exactly an offensive juggernaut, to be fair. Still, as I said with the Panthers game, you do have to play who's on your schedule. When you play opponents you should do well against, like the Titans' offense, you're basically expected to put a hurting on them. The Bengals managed to hold the Titans to just 16 points on the day, despite not forcing a single turnover. What's crazy though is the one turnover they almost did force. I'm looking at you, Jesse Bates, for not recovering that fumble that was right in front of you. That one turnover that they almost forced was a massive forced fumble on Derrick Henry by Cam Taylor-Britt at the last second at the end of that 69-yard touchdown run that I mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, Jesse Bates decided he preferred to just look and admire at the fumble rather than recover the damn thing, and Treylon Burks ended up falling on it for the touchdown. Other than that, though, it was a whole lot of nothing from the Titans' offense. I kept saying near the end of the game that if the Bengals can just take the lead, it should be enough for them to finish out the game. Why? Because the Bengals' offense looked decidedly, much better on the whole. They didn't score a whole lot of points, but that's mainly because there were a lot of stalled drives in there. And in general, if the Bengals could just stop shooting themselves in the foot, then it was pretty obvious that they were the better team. Eventually, they did do that and ended up putting together what should have been 3 straight scoring drives to end the game. But I will say that's not really what happened. The Bengals did finish off their final drive with a field goal, but then the Titans' Kevin Strong tried to hit long snapper Cal Idemitis too quickly and got called for a personal foul. The rule is there to protect long snappers who are in a compromised position because they have to snap it so hard. They've got their head down and they're unprotected during that moment of time. It's rarely called because most players just know not to do it. But apparently Kevin Strong didn't know that, and it cost his Titans an opportunity to even potentially win that game. Like they had a minute and a half left in the game. And with that, the Bengals just got a new set of downs, and they were just able to kneel on the ball. So instead of 23-16 with a minute 50-something left, the Titans could have tried to put together a miracle offensive drive when their offense hadn't been able to do much all game. But like I said, the Bengals got a fresh set of downs with a minute 12 left to go, and they had no timeouts. So, kneel, game. With the win, the Bengals are now 7-4 on the season, which is the exact same record that they had at this point last season. Not bad for starting the season 0-2, right? And on top of that, the Jaguars pulled off a massive last-second comeback against the Baltimore Ravens in thrilling fashion. So, the Bengals' playoff odds skyrocketed to a healthy 76%. Also, that Week 18 matchup against the Ravens is starting to look juicier and juicier. If they can keep pace with the Ravens for the rest of the season, that matchup is going to be for all the marbles. What seemed like a massive long shot for the Bengals in the division over the last few weeks now actually feels really doable. If the season ended today, the Ravens would win the division, but the Bengals actually, believe it or not, control their fate. If they win out, including that, Week 18 win against the Baltimore Ravens, which is kind of what the catalyst is here, If they win out, they win the AFC North. Right now, though, the only thing that matters is the fact that the Bengals currently have a stranglehold on the wild card seed. And it's not clinched by any means or anything like that, but they're currently in sole possession of the number 6 seed with a tiebreaker over the number 7 New York Jets. With the Patriots losing to the Vikings, they're now 6-5 in a game behind the Bengals. The Chargers, they're 6-5 now too after kind of coming behind and beating the Arizona Cardinals, but I mean, honestly, are you scared of them? Because I'm not. But let me know how y'all are feeling about the win in the comments below, and I'll feature the best ones in my next video. Like this one from Mikey Saints Fan for Life, who said, "Fun fact, Joe Burrow wears number 9 because of Drew Brees." He sure does, Mikey. He plays a lot like Drew Brees too. Gotta love having that guy in your corner. The Bengals are 3-1 now without Jamar Chase this year, and it's largely because Joe Burrow is a damn legend. Doesn't matter who's out on the field, he's going to make something special happen. But that's pretty much all I got for this week, everyone. Y'all can always catch more of what I do at KylePhelps92 on Twitter, Facebook.com/ThePhelps, the Battle of Ohio podcast, which is on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, ATBNetwork.com, who I'm just honestly at this point shouting out because I'm not even using StreamYard anymore, and right here if you subscribe. But we're on to Kansas City, and this one is gonna be big. So I'll leave y'all, as always, with a hootie!